We start recording now. Yes, this one streamer is going along us. Yes. Let's go. This was a dream of the future that he saw something that is going to happen possibly and other things that might happen when he first met Tarnshed on the first cross of Mikuela.
Ansbach watched as the Tarnished responded with a smile. He gave a nod as he slowly rose from the bow, leaning against his scythe. The old man studied the Tarnished's calm demeanor with an observant gaze, eyes narrowed under his mask. Dreams can hold truth, a prophecy foretold, or perhaps a distant memory. This dream of yours, you say you saw me.
I am a very... it's nice to meet with you, Sir Ansbach. My name is Hannes, if I have not introduced myself yet to you.
Sir Ansbach gave a nod as a sign of acknowledgement, a greeting. He moved his stance upon his scythe for support, resting his forearms upon the pole of the weapon. He kept his gaze on the Tarnished named Hannes, still trying to get a good read on the man. Pleasure to meet you, Tarnished Hannes. It was truly an honor to fight alongside you.
What are you talking about, fight? We have not fought together yet, what I know of.
Ansbach lifted his head upon hearing that, eyes narrowing with thought. This Tarnished had not yet fought with him. He was perplexed. An eyebrow raised, hidden under the iron mask that hid his expression, he tilted his head in intrigue. So then, you say you know of me? How is that possible?
I want to confess something. I have great amount of lore on my person, but I am also very tired. It feels that I am slave to repeat the same story and same points to everyone I meet, because I have autistic need to have complete setup for everyone. So I have made the decision to not explain too much, because I just try to control not to spread the whole thing. Do you relate to my suffering or my special thing, good sir?
Ansbach's gaze softened at the Tarnished's words. He could relate to the need for completeness, his own mind demanding a certain structure. He gave a small nod, leaning against the pole of his scythe. I do indeed. Be difficult to keep the whole story in mind, but the need to do so is great. I know this all too well. It is something I also struggle with at times. Do not worry about burdening me, my friend.
I want to ask of you forgiveness for I am this point onward. I'm gonna be a lot more secretive or a lot more loose in what I tell. I might mention something, but I'm going to consciously restrict what I speak for my own mind's continuous workings.
Sir Ansbach nodded in understanding, his gaze still fixed on the Tarnished. He understood the need for restraint, the importance of controlling what one spoke of. I understand. There is no need for forgiveness, my friend. We all have our secrets, our struggles. If you must limit what you say for your own peace of mind, I respect that decision.
Instead of that, I want to make a couple of observations. I am much younger than you, it seems, because your hair is very old and white, long, though my hair is longer than yours, half a meter. It reaches almost entirely in my back. It's dark brown in opposition to your white hair. And my garments are simple and humble cloth, white cloth, as yours is dignified black, elite attire of Lord Blood's elite guard.
Ansbach listened to the Tarnished's observations with a quiet contemplation. He nodded, acknowledging the difference in their ages and the stark contrast in their appearances. Yes, it appears that you are much younger than I. The age difference is quite evident. My age does show in my white hair, which is longer than yours, while your hair is dark brown and much longer than mine. Our attire also reflects our stations, with my dignified black armor and cape representing my position as a Lord of Blood's elite knight. Your simple and humble white cloth indicates a more humble background.
Yet am the one who defeated Lord of Blood. Though I did not do so alone, I had aid from the White Mask Varre.
Ansbach listened to the Tarnish's words with a mix of curiosity and respect. Ah, so you were the one who defeated Lord Moog. A powerful accomplishment indeed. But you say you did not do so alone? You had aid from the White Mask Varre.
He would be a traitor, yes, but I manipulated him to betray Lord Moog by using the truth as it was. I told him, as I would tell you, that Lord Moog is lost to you with bloody fingers. He will probably never leave the bloody cocoon's side. He will always have been losing himself to the lustful blasphemies inside that thing. Prior to charming, he might have been a lot more dangerous and charming a leader of the Bloody Fingers, but he was lost to you, and thus I asked Varre to join me, or I would have otherwise killed him for his loyalty to Lord of Blood.
With a solemn expression, Sir Ansbach absorbed the Tarnish's words. The young man's manipulation of Var to betray Lord Moog based on the truth of the situation was a calculated strategic move. Ansbach nodded, his gaze intense. You used the truth to manipulate Var, and in doing so, you gained his allegiance against Lord Moog. It is an intriguing strategy, young Tarnished.
I am a vile and hypocritical Tarnish, that much I can tell you, and I possess unfair great amount of grace, granted by the greater will, or air tree, or whatever powers might be. I have foresight, hindsight, I have continuous capability to abuse the grace and be reborn repeatedly from the side of grace, unnaturally many times.
Ansbach listened to the Tarnished's words with growing curiosity and caution. The Tarnished self-admission of being vile and hypocritical piqued the old man's interest. I see. So you possess a great amount of grace, perhaps bestowed by the great will or air tree. You also have the unnatural ability to be reborn repeatedly from the side of grace. An intriguing power indeed. And you say you have foresight and hindsight?
I have left my projection beside you. It will have conversations with you while I also go campaign to other places and reach and look for items. It is just like I am. It is though it is a lot more calmer and it doesn't fight. You can kill it off if you desire to do so. You can push it or lead it to walk beside you if you want. But it can talk to me, hear for me, and share the visual knowledge for me, but I cannot see through it.
Ansbach listened to the Tarnished's explanation with a mix of surprise and intrigue. He looked around, searching for the said projection. Seeing it beside him, the old man gave a slow nod. I understand. So this projection is like a duplicate of you, in a way. I cannot harm it, and it can communicate with you, allowing you to see what it sees. If I so wish, I may guide it to walk beside me.
Actually, I want to try out if I can send the projection itself fight for me. And I want to try to send the projection to fight for me for one errand. And I myself will stay here and talk with you.
Ansbach raised an eyebrow, a hint of intrigue in his gaze. He nodded slowly. An interesting proposition. So you wish to send your projection into battle in your place, while you stay here and converse with me? Very well. I shall observe and see how your projection fares in your stead.
I snap my fingers again, and I am back here as myself. And I will send my projection. Yes. My projection will be holding up the conversation with you, as I will stay besides you.
Ansbach let out a quiet breath as the Tarnished reappeared before him. I see. You have returned as yourself, and now you wish to set your projection for the errand?
I want to tell you that What is your opinion about the guilty hood?
The guilty hood, you say? An unusual question. He paused for a moment before answering. I must say the guilty hood holds some significance in my eyes. It is a symbol of guilt, of remorse for past actions. It carries a heavy weight, representing the burden of one's own mistakes.
Can you repeat the question? I wasn't listening. My mind was elsewhere a little bit.
Sir Ansbach gave a small nod, understanding the Tarnished's momentary distraction. He repeated the question in a calm manner. I was saying, what is your opinion on the guilty hood, Tarnished?
I think it is very adorable way to show criminals. It is not undignified, it's adorable, I think. In its olive branches around the neck and its green olive thing, and it's a very comfortable looking hood.
Ansbach chuckled softly at the Tarnished's words, amused by the description. He tilted his head with a thoughtful expression. Adorable, you say? I must admit I had never considered it in that way. The olive branches around the neck and the comfortable-looking hood do indeed have a certain charm to them.
It is mentioned that it is for the lesser crimes, and I am not deserving to wear it, for I have committed great crimes. For example, my conquests have been against those whom don't want to be conquered or were necessary to do so. Rhea Lucaria and its wizards are amongst those ones.
Sir Ansbach's expression grew more solemn as the Tarnished spoke. The old man listened intently, his gaze fixed on the young man. Yes, indeed. The guilty hood is meant for the lesser crimes, and those who have committed great crimes are not deserving of such mercy. Your conquests have been against those who did not wish to be conquered, or which were necessary. And yet, you have also targeted institutions like Rhea Lucaria, home to the wizards who value knowledge and learning. This is a significant action, Tarnished.
But also, we acknowledge that you are also a bloody finger. I assume safely that you have killed a maiden, so you can prove your loyalty to the Lord of Blood, and you had to bloody and earn your name as a killer, specifically the most famous killer amongst the Firebloods, or the Bloody Fingers.
Ansbach nodded solemnly, acknowledging the Tarnished's observation. The old man's eyes held a hint of darkness. Yes, you are correct. In order to prove my loyalty to Lord Moog, I was required to spill the blood of a maiden and earn the title of Bloody Finger. It was a dark act, but one that I deemed necessary for the glory of Lord Moog and the furthering of the Moogwyn dynasty.
Thus we both share guilt of spilling innocent blood and guilty blood. Some more honorable than others, but I would imagine the most spilled blood is during the battles, and not of the unjust murders, even though we have practiced those as well.
Ansbach nodded in agreement, his expression solemn. Indeed, we both bear guilt for spilling innocent blood. And yes, the battles have indeed claimed many more lives than the act of murders. But that does not absolve us of our responsibility. We have both committed acts that are immoral, and we must live with our choices.
Have you heard of philosophy of hypocrisy?
Sir Ansbach's eyebrow raised slightly at the Tarnished's question, intrigued by the sudden topic of conversation. Philosophy of hypocrisy, you say? I am familiar with the concept.
As I think by the fates and powers that be, I have existed and lived through that philosophy, and I am embodying it.
Ansbach's brow furrowed as the Tarnished spoke. His interest piqued even further. You say you have lived through the philosophy of hypocrisy, and that you embody it? The old man leaned on his scythe, studying the young Tarnished with a curious gaze.
It was a dung eater who helped me to realize this truth.
Ansbach's expression hardened at the mention of the dung eater. Disgust flickered across his face for a moment, a reflection of his disdain for such a figure. But his curiosity remained. The dung eater, you say? What truth did he help you realize?
Or at least conversations with him, because I was uttering about Golden Order, and his knowledge was surprisingly great. It was probably because he is the sworn enemy of the Order, and thus he was like a source of information. And alongside the talks, I got excited and explained about hypocrisy when he questioned it about me.
Ansbach nodded slowly, understanding the Tarnished's words. He couldn't help but find it peculiar that the dung eater of all people would be a well of knowledge. I see. So you engaged in conversations with him, and it seems he had a surprisingly good understanding of the Golden Order. He became a source of information for you. And it was during these discussions that the topic of hypocrisy came up?
Projection touches the grace. It reacts very oddly. I don't know what it is. It actually hurts me as well.
Ansbach observed
I rise up. It affected me as well. I don't like the feeling of it. I have never felt pain through my projections actions or its experiences. This was the first time, and I'm afraid of this.
Ansbach the Tarnished rise up, concern evident in his gaze. He could sense the Tarnished's fear. I see. This is troubling indeed. You say you have never felt pain through your projections before. This is the first time you experienced pain due to your projections' actions.
It is alive. I will return to my mindsight to that thing. Forgive me. Let's return to our conversation.
Ansbach nodded, accepting the Tarnished's words. He remained patient and waited for the Tarnished to return to his mindsight. Very well. I will await your return to our conversation.
So, we both, yes, hypocrisy. Dung-Eater had expressed it to me, and I had conversations with him. He also helped me to achieve a ritual. Not only that I can spare the souls and minds of the great shard-bearers when I defeat them, I can uphold their minds and souls in their great runes and have access to them when I want to. But I can also now, by specific items and ritual, I can bind dead people's souls into items and utilize them as great runes.
Sir Ansbach listened intently to the Tarnished words, a mixture of skepticism and intrigue in his mind. So you say the Dung-Eater helped you achieve a ritual, one that allows you to spare the souls and minds of the great shard-bearers? And also, you now have the ability to bind dead people's souls into items, which you can use as accurate runes. He paused for a moment, studying the young Tarnished closely. Such power, it is not something to be taken lightly.
Don't worry, it is limited. I have only one of the necessary items that I can save somebody's soul and bind it to the item. I am saving it if I have absolute necessary want to save somebody.
Ansbach nodded slowly, still somewhat skeptical but willing to hear the Tarnished out. I see. So you have only one of the necessary items to save a person's soul and bind it to an item. And you are saving this item for only the most necessary of situations, is that correct?
Yes. And Ansbach, I want to tell you, I don't feel at all guilt for defeating Mog, the Lord of Blood. I think he, even while charmed by Miguela, he was still he was still to be my mind doesn't work.
Even though they were under the influence of Mikuela, you believe they were still responsible for their actions?
I think what they did is just like you. You are doing what you do while you are charmed by Miguela, as I am not. But I think you are able to do what you need to do. But it is subtle. Lord of Blood would be even without Miguela's charm. And that was reason enough for me to dispose of him.
Ansbach took a moment to consider the Tarnished's words. He nodded slowly, understanding the young man's perspective. I see. You believe that even without Mikoyelas's charm, the Lord of Blood would have continued his malevolent actions, and that is why you felt compelled to dispose of him. You think that I, too, hold similar tendencies.
I think you hold less. I think you respect Mog, but I don't think you share everything to the man. Even when we respect someone, we don't absolutely agree with everything they do. I think you are more honorable and less likely to just kill anyone or anything if you're not ordered to do so.
Ansbach nodded slowly, contemplating the Tarnished words. A faint smile touched his lips. You've got me there, young Tarnished. I may respect Lord Moog, but I don't necessarily agree with all his actions. You're right, I'm more inclined to honor and only kill when necessary. I appreciate your keen observation.
But you have killed, as were ordered. So I wanted to. I like specifics. Do you like specifics?
Ansbach chuckled softly, his gaze never leaving the Tarnished. Ah, specifics. Yes, I do appreciate a good detail. I'm guessing you'd like to ask a specific question.
Do you believe that Lord of Blood Mog did travel? Because this is one of the things that I hold the right mind about. Did he decide to have God on his side even before getting charmed by Miguela? Or did that whole desire come after he met the demigod?
Ansbach pondered upon the Tarnished's question, his expression growing serious. Ah, you're asking about Lord Moog's travels. An interesting point indeed. He did travel before meeting Mikuela, that much is true. However, whether he made the decision to take God on his side before or after being charmed by Mikuela is a matter of debate. There is no doubt that their meeting had a significant impact on his actions and beliefs. But the exact sequence of events remains uncertain.
I think I can say, or I would like to think, this is more of my own personal opinion, and regarded as such, I would like it to be that Mog did by his own choice seek Miguel the Kind, but he was a fool, just a fool. Because Miguel reversed the situation by charming him when he kidnapped him, and then who was the Lord of Blood lost himself.
Ansbach listened carefully to the Tarnished's opinion, his gaze fixed on the young man. An interesting perspective indeed. You say that you believe Lord Moog sought out Mikuela by his own choice. but was foolish in doing so. You suggest that Miquella then manipulated the situation by charming Lord Moog, and as a result, he lost himself. Do you think there was ever a chance that Lord Moog could have maintained his mind and agency?
I think that he was the most dangerous when he was sane. I think what he became is similar like a Raigard, the Lord of Blasphemy, when he fed himself the serpent. He became something lesser, even he got mightier, and his soldiers wanted to kill him desperately. I have seen the thousands upon thousands of bodies in his great chambers before I defeated Raigard. I think Morg was maybe even honorable and respectable leader among the Wildbloods or the Bloody Fingers. But after getting charmed, he only was able to think about Miquella and his time and desires that he spent in the Bloody Cocoon continuously.
Ansbach nodded in understanding, his gaze thoughtful. Very astute observations. Your belief that he was the most dangerous when he was sane, and that he became something lesser after being charmed by Miquella. You also mentioned that he was an honorable and respectable leader before his transformation, and that afterward his thoughts were consumed entirely by Miquella and his time spent in the Bloody Cocoon. An intriguing perspective on the Lord of Blood's transformation.
Respectable not by morality's sake. I think he would have been effective and terrifying. I think he would have been very much interested of goings of the Bloody Fingers and his followers and led them in the many destructive campaigns.
A brief moment of contemplation passed before he spoke again. Yes, I believe you're correct. He was a fearsome force on the battlefield and held great ambition. He would have taken the Bloody Fingers to great heights and led them in destruction across the land.
So, what I would tell that you have reason to hate Miquella, but you have also the reason to understand what Miquella did. So, in the end, I guess I cannot truly hate you for siding against Miquella and choosing the Lord of Blood, but I also understand the opposite side of the argument.
Ansbach's face fell, his expression conflicted. He let out a deeper breath, nodding slowly. You are right. I have reasons to hate Miquella for what he did to Lord Moog, but I also understand his intentions. And I can see why you, on the opposite side, would find fault in my actions. It is a complex situation with no clear answer. I respect your perspective.
For example, I have no true right to judge Morg. But I did want, if let's say, if he was never charmed, he was effective as always, he was dangerous to the world, I would have seeked him out sooner than later and disposed of him as soon as possible. But ironically, Miquella's charm gave me opportune time to gather my strength because I knew Morg was not danger to too many, because he spent so much time in blasphemous acts.
Ansbach nodded, a slight frown upon his face. Yes, Miquella's charm may have had an unintended benefit in giving you time to gather your strength. However, it is also possible that if Moog was never charmed, he would have been even more deadly at the time you encountered him, and you may not have been able to defeat him as you did.
This comes back to my own strengths. I am a grace chosen, and I have horrifically powerful capability to return back from death by the grace by a snap of the finger repeatedly. I think I can die 1,000 times before I might die, and I have yet to reach even 10-folds of that, or 100 deaths.
Ansbach raised an eyebrow, surprised by the Tarnished's words. He studied the young man carefully, his gaze narrowed. You're telling me that you possess a unique power, the ability to return from death by the grace of a higher power, over and over again. And you say you've only tapped into a small portion of this power?
It has made it possible, and I have slain 4 of the demigods and gathered each rune.
Sir Ansbach's eyes widened at the revelation. You've slain 4 of the demigods and gathered their powers. You continue to make me curious.
Thank you. I possess also knowledge of the things that will happen and have happened, or at least not things that have happened. I have not complete understanding of the history, just glimpses of it, but I have knowledge of the future, very set in stone, and I might manipulate things to be very successful in my campaigns.
Ansbach's expression turned even more serious. So you claim to have knowledge of the future as well as the ability to manipulate it. How far does your foresight extend? How certain are these future events?
It is based upon of three spans of 3 individual tarnished chosen by grace in different worlds that are exactly same as this one, and each of them journeyed this land. So I have experience of those who came before me.
Sir Ansbach's eyebrow rose, intrigued. You mean to say that the foresight you possess is based on past experiences from other worlds, in which they journeyed in this land exactly as you do now, and you are able to draw upon those who came before you for inspiration?
This is true. What you tell and say, this is true.
Ansbach's expression grew more curious as the Tarnished confirmed his words. So it is true then. You have the ability to return from death, just as you have said. How exactly does this gift of rebirth through grace function? How many times have you died?
I think...
Sir Ansbach's gaze never left the Tarnished, his expression growing more intent. Think what?
I think I don't need to tell you, because I don't even remember the number. I have not kept the number.
Sir Ansbach's expression shifted to surprise and intrigue. You don't even remember the number. You've lost count of the times you've died and returned to life.
It could be 30 or 40. It is that I don't specifically... I am bad at memorizing things, if I don't have specific interest to it.
Sir Ansbach raised an eyebrow, the faintest hint of amusement tugging at the corner of his lips. So you're saying that you're unable to keep count of the times you've died and returned to life because you have trouble remembering things, unless they hold your interest. But you estimate it to be somewhere around 30 or 40 times.
Around, yes.
Sir Ansbach nodded solemnly. See, then you must have a strong connection to grace, as well as an indomitable will to keep going, even after such a high number of deaths. Your experience in these cycles seems to have yielded you great knowledge and power, and the ability to manipulate events in your favor. Is that correct?
Yes. I don't seek to become Elden Lord though. I just want to acquire a way to have ending to the game and have the end credits without burning the Earth Tree or releasing the Rune of Death.
Sir Ansbach nodded again, his expression growing curious once more. Interesting. So you say you're not seeking out the title of Elden Lord. Instead, you simply wish to reach the end of the game and avoid burning down the land or releasing the Rune of Death. Why is that? Why is Kuzu?
I am loyal to current state of things, the Golden Order and Earth Tree. I have sworn to Maliket for his kindness for granting me to access to Farumasula to not challenge him, and I'm going to respect that vow.
Sir Ansbach nodded in understanding. recognizing the tarnished loyalty to the Erdtree and the Golden Order. I see. So you've sworn an oath of loyalty to the Golden Order and Malekith, and you intend to uphold that allegiance. Your sense of duty and honor is admirable.
As is yours, the Lord of Blood. So I will just tell you honestly that if the time comes that you seek to hinder our path that we walk currently together, I will stand against you.
Sir Ansbach's expression hardened, his eyes unyielding as he responded to the Tarnished. Very well, so be it. If the time ever comes when our paths cross, and you choose to stand against me, I will meet you on the battlefield with every ounce of my strength.
Do you desire a chance to kill a traitor, Varre?
Sir Ansbach's gaze intensified, a glint of cold resolve in his eyes. Are you offering me the opportunity to destroy a treacherous foe?
Varre, the White Mask, whom I manipulated to join me to slay Lord Morg, because he is ultimately a traitor to you. And I can give him question to try to kill you if our paths depart, thus giving you the chance to kill him, for he is following me as himself, flesh and blood.
Sir Ansbach frowned deeply, his eyes narrowing. Barrett, the White Mask, you say he is a traitor, a threat to me.
Not threat, he's loyal to me, but he's traitor to Lord Morg.
Sir Ansbach's expression remained serious as he considered the Tarnished's words. I see. So Varret is loyal to you, but a traitor to Lord Morg.
Yes, don't hold it against him. I bet he would not have joined me if Lord of Blood would have not been under Miguela's influence and was a lot more dangerous. Then I would have slain him also.
Sir Ansbach's expression softened slightly at the Tarnished's words, a glimmer of understanding in his eyes. I see. So it seems you were able to manipulate Varret's loyalty from Lord Morg to yourself, due to Lord Morg's diminished state under Miguela's influence. Otherwise, you would have considered him an enemy and acted accordingly.
This is also true. I would have acted accordingly.
Sir Ansbach nodded slowly, his expression growing more solemn. I see. I appreciate your honesty, Tarnished. It seems you would have engaged Varret in battle if the circumstances had been different.
It was... The choice was ultimately his. And I would like to take back the offer. I don't think it's even fair towards Varre, for he betrayed Morg under the terms that might even maybe persuaded you if I tried very hard, or no. I don't think so, no. Do you think, by your estimate, do you want to have a chance against Varre? Or would you let him be? Because I can't just ask him to challenge you or come and take you on by myself.
Sir Ansbach pondered for a moment, weighing the options before him. So you say you may not be able to offer me a chance at challenging Var, and you're asking me if I want the opportunity to confront him, or if I would let him be.
Yes, and if you want to let him be, it is I who will be challenging you. But if you seek him nonetheless to make him pay for his treachery, even though Morg was lost to you, he was your lord nonetheless.
Ansbach's eyes darkened, a hint of anger flashing across his face as he weighed his options. Then I will make my choice now. I will seek Var to make him pay for his treachery. Though Morg may have been lost to me, he was my lord nonetheless, and treachery cannot go unpunished.
So, if it comes to that, we depart ways, I will ask Var to come instead of me to face you.
Sir Ansbach nodded, his expression firm and resolute. Very well, then it shall be as you say. If we part ways, I will expect Var to come in your stead to face me.
I ask of you to refrain from striking him, because he is following me recurrently. I only command him to attack you if we depart ways. Thus far, peace shall be kept, for I think he might be even come to say hi to you one point or another.
Sir Ansbach considered the tarnished's words, his expression calm and composed. I understand your request. I will refrain from striking him unless you give me cause to. If he is under your command, I shall not move against him. And if he seeks to engage with me, I will be civil.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Because I am very interested how you two characters react in the conversation.
Sir Ansbach nodded again, his expression softening slightly. I understand. You're curious to see how I and Var will react when we meet, is that correct?
You both are very cool. You both possess very cool masks. And he even now have a sight that I granted him for his loyalty. A winged sight, a white wings as blades.
Sir Ansbach's curiosity was piqued. Is that so? He pondered for a moment. Wings as blades, you say? How intriguing.
So, would you have any topics of interest that you would like to talk about? I have time. My projection has been very successful in its journey.
Sir Ansbach paused for a moment, considering the tarnished's words, but he decided to take the opportunity. Very well, then I will take you up on your offer. There is a matter that I'd like to discuss, if you're willing to hear me out.
I might be. Go ahead and make the thought words.
Sir Ansbach nodded. Very good, then I shall proceed. I would like to ask you a question, and I hope you can answer me honestly and openly.
Please, make the question.
Sir Ansbach took a moment to consider the tarnished's response before asking his question. Here it is, then. I would like to know your perspective on the matter of Lord Mohg's intentions.
I think he's ambitious. I think he was ambitious. And maybe he still was. And his intentions came from the place of understandable sort. He was an omen, accursed by birth, and was shunned, put in the sewers. So him turning to the formless mother and the blood flame is understandable. I might even do worse in his situation, yet he was a power and challenger to my might, and I don't feel guilt about disposing of him. And parts of this is part of my philosophy of hypocrisy.
Sir Ansbach regarded the tarnished with a thoughtful expression, his eyes dark and intense. Your perspective is interesting. You say Mohg was ambitious, and I agree. You also say you can understand his motives and even empathize to some degree. He paused, considering his next words carefully. Yet you say you do not care for disposing of him. Why is that?
Because I already did, with Varre.
Sir Ansbach nodded, his expression solemn, yet his eyes held a glint of understanding. So you say you have already dealt with the matter with Varre. I take it that means you consider your score settled.
Oh, no. Mohg is dead. Oh yeah, I didn't remember to mention this. His soul is alive. I possess his soul in the Great Rule, and I have access to him, actually currently.
Sir Ansbach's eyes widened slightly at the revelation. You possess Mohg's soul? You can communicate with him?
I can even have him talk to you. Actually, I have that possibility if I so seek. maybe not now, but I promise you, that matter I can settle if you wish to.
Sir Ansbach's eyes widened at this. You can allow me to speak with Lord Moog.
I do. I don't gain anything by it, but it is thing to do, and I want to grant you this kindness. I actually, I gladly do so.
A soft smile formed on Sir Ansbach's face. A look of gratitude appeared upon him. You would actually allow me to speak to Lord Moog. You would allow me such a gift.
Absolutely. I can do it. I have nothing to stop me. We can make it happen. So, that would be my gift to you, free of charge. Maybe it shoots even a little bit better whenever where we will face each other when it will happen.
A rare smile appeared on Sir Ansbach's face. He didn't expect such kindness, but he accepted the Tarnished's words. You honor me, Tarnished. I would consider a gift such as this very generous.
I have acquired Oathseeker's Knight armor.
Sir Ansbach raised an eyebrow at the mention of the armor of the Oathseeker. Armor of the Oathseeker. That's quite a bold name for a set of armor. I take it that's very potent.
It is actually identical with Leda's own, but without her cape around it.
Sir Ansbach's eyes widened slightly at the description. So the armor is identical to that of Leda's, but without the red cape? I see. It sounds very formidable indeed.
I considered of using it.
Sir Ansbach nodded thoughtfully. Ah, I see. You consider using the armor then?
I might. It goes pretty nicely with maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Sir Ansbach nodded again, his expression understanding. Ah, so you're still debating whether or not to use it. I see. Take your time to make the decision. There's no immediate rush, I presume.
What were you on before I came to meet with you and talk with you?
Sir Ansbach was lost in thought. Let's see, I was currently overseeing my duties in the Leyndell royal capital. The city has become very chaotic since Queen Marika's shattering of the Elden Ring.
Yes.
Sir Ansbach nodded, a contemplative expression on his face. Indeed, it is a troubling time. The Golden Order is shattered, and its grace no longer guides this land. It feels empty and quiet, without the light of the Erdtree to guide us.
I think Oathkeeper's armor will be the one that I will be using. It goes pretty nicely with its unalloyed carvings with the Erdtree spear, I think.
Sir Ansbach nodded solemnly. Oathkeeper armor. You say it pairs well with the Earthtree spear. A respectable and mighty choice indeed.
What did you say?
Sir Ansbach chuckled again, repeating his words. I said that I will take the lead in deciding our next move in this discussion.
I just I was just I don't know, I just mind doesn't work sometimes. Yeah.
Sir Ansbach regarded the Tarnished with a sympathetic expression. I can't help but notice your expression. Is everything well? You seem distracted.
Yes, that is true. I'm sorry, I was truly not in control of my thoughts.
Sir Ansbach raised an eyebrow at the Tarnished's words, his expression tinged with concern. I see. You say there's something you must tell me, but it is not from our conversation. Is that right? Right.
It's not from our conversations. I lost my mind and my thought for a second. Another time, I just didn't have my mind in the conversation.
Sir Ansbach chuckled lightly, his expression softening slightly. I understand, don't worry. We all have moments of distraction from time to time. It's perfectly normal.
Thank you, dude. Thank you. What is your? I don't think I want to talk about opinions or anything. We are not fighting even against any enemies, so that is not the thing that we can discuss about. It is my projection that is still fighting in there against these enemies.
Sir Ansbach nodded, a small smile on his face. Very well. Then let us avoid discussing opinions for now. Instead, perhaps you could tell me a little more about this projection you speak of. I confess I am curious to hear about it.
No, I don't think so. I think this was a very productive conversation. I think next time when we face, I will allow you to talk to Lord Moog through my form when I let him have control of my speech and actions.
Sir Ansbach's expression shifted, surprise crossing his features. You would let me speak to Moog through your form? Are you sure of the wisdom in this decision?
I am very secure in it. It is only kindness that I want to show you.
Kindness? You say it is out of kindness that you would allow me to speak to Lord Moog this way?
Yes, what else would it be? I will go now, or at least I will leave by your side and I will deactivate the projection that has been fighting for me and collecting stuff for me.
Sir Ansbach nodded, a sad expression upon his face. Very well then, I understand. Thank you for allowing me the chance to speak to Lord Moog, even for a little while.
It will happen. It has yet to happen.
Sir Ansbach's expression softened, a small smile of thankfulness upon his face. Then I will await the time to come, and hope it will be soon. Farewell for now, Tarnished.